Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports.
All sorts of sports, it's
All
sports in your ass. All
the
sorts of sports, all sorts of sports, it's sports in your ass. All sorts of
Ass.
sports, all sorts
Yeah.
of sports, it's sports
Yeah.
in your
Yeah.
ass.
Sports in your head.
Also sports.
Good job, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So, what do you guys want to start today? I told you all the topics. Is there anything that's burning through your mind that you need to discuss first?
I feel like we should do Brooks Robinson first because it'll be
Okay.
short. So,
Well, rest in peace of Brooke Robinson. I found out on Twitter because one of the fans or one of the season ticket holders at the Orioles was posting about him, saying like how like they were talking on stuff, and yeah, it's sad news. I don't know Brooks Robinson. Like I heard that, I know the name, I just don't.
best
No, it's
defensive
best.
third baseman in the history of baseball.
There we go.
The
Okay.
human vacuum cleaner, the human Hoover, Mr.
Mr.
Hoover.
Hoover.
Mr. Hoover.
Okay.
16 gold gloves.
Damn.
Yeah.
All
I mean,
right. Who's that guy?
The closest thing since that might be Nolan Arenado, and he's still got half a
Got a way
career
to go.
left to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
So
guy
he was the one.
He was very special
up there.
defensively.
Okay. Rest in peace, sir.
Yeah,
But
he was extremely old, but
yeah,
still very sad.
lived a
So.
long life. At the end of the day, the thing that resonated with people most was just him as a person. Like,
Dude, he would just be out
That's-
talking
that's
to
what I've
people,
seen.
talking to fans,
Yeah.
like
and like
even during
remembering people's names.
during his career, he
Yeah.
was, he was never like one of those, he was a star, but he was never a star that, wouldn't come up, shake fans' hands and like talk to people on the street.
Mhm.
And I even up until like I guess a couple years ago, he was still going to the ballpark all the time, just like
Yeah.
sitting in the seats,
Mhm.
talking to people. So super cool guy.
That's
Okay.
one of those things that I always say Baltimore is sort of underrated as a sports town.
Yeah.
And I think what also lends itself to Baltimore is the stars that they have that have ingrained themselves in the community that mean so much to the town. So like
Mhm.
of course, Mr. Hoover. Then you got fucking like Cal Ripken, of course, with the baseball camps up here, and then even football, like Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, all still pillars of the community. Johnny Unitas for the longest fucking time, still a pillar in the goddamn community. Like it's really, really cool. Baltimore feels like one of those throwbacks to the way that we hear sports used to be.
Yeah.
It feels like an old school sports town, a blue collar old school sports town,
And everything
Obviously,
is close. Like
yeah,
together.
it's the thing.
That part is cool.
Baltimore is a big city, but it's like it's as far as like layout and like
Yeah.
square mileage, right? But because the population is so small and because it's such enclaves of community neighborhoods and stuff, and because you have these sporting events that everybody kind of comes together on as a
Mhm.
city, it's just it's a cool vibe here, man. It's always been a really, really cool thing here.
Yeah, and it's like you can be touching Raven Stadium and see the Orioles like park right there. It's not even that. It's like a 3 to 5 minute walk. It's not
Yeah, it's
even
just
that
right
far.
under the right under 395.
It reminds me a little bit like the fandom part of how Boston is. If you're in Baltimore, you know what's going on with your team at all times.
Oh, and kind of the same thing with like how Philly's setup is. Like,
Well, that's just the construction aspect of building the parks in these ways, especially in the city, is always nice. And having the ballparks in the city compared to you got like LA, well, not LA's done a fairly good job, but like San Francisco. Hey, we're gonna build or the Redskins. We're gonna build something out way outside in the suburbs, and it doesn't feel that same impact as far as like, hey, and it especially works for baseball.
It doesn't add to the fan experience like
Not
to
at
go
all.
there.
Not at all.
So, all right, let's move on to a quick update from last week. You remember before we thought, well, I know for me, for sure, I thought Nick Chubb like destroyed his knee.
Oh, we know. We got a bit of a tiff.
Yeah, we did. But it comes out that he only has a torn MCL and then a partial on the ACL, which is wow. I'm ecstatic for him. I'm so happy for him that it's not worse than what it is. Of course, I feel bad that he's injured, but yeah, like I was like, there's no way, but that's amazing.
They said the previous repair was what saved him from having a more catastrophic injury.
That's crazy.
You can build him. We can build him better.
Stronger, faster.
Facts.
But I think that was what me and Ryan, I think, were taking into account when it came to him and the injury. Is that once if you had the injury before and you kind of know, then knowing just his body and his lower body and the amount of strength that he probably put on everything, everything's got to be a bit better to a certain degree. It's just the healing process and everything helps out as far as that goes.
Man's leg like a chicken wing. That was crazy.
Yeah, but
it was rough.
The 1,000-pound squats, I think like his right and left ass cheek took like half that blow. So
as soon as you said that, I feel bad. But I thought of Megan Thee Stallion, that video that she just put out.
I have not seen it.
Have you seen her throwing out the first pitch at whatever fucking game that was? No.
She did like, of course, like every yeah.
Oh yeah. I have seen that one.
Yeah. She just moved that. She moved one leg at a time. I was like, okay.
She's got a movie coming out. She's in a movie that's coming out.
It was mesmerizing.
It looks pretty. It looks pretty good. A24 is producing. It's called Dicks, a musical.
Okay.
It looks amazing.
All right. So let's move on before I get in trouble.
Brothers, they're long lost brothers. Nathan Lane's in it. They actually talk about penises. Right.
So we have two stories that dropped like within the past like day or so. One was Kaepernick wrote a letter to the Jets to join the practice squad. J. Cole released it. I'm tired of talking about it. The man is 35. If this was 4 years ago, like, of course he should have, like, we all know he's been hard done by, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And
we agree.
He definitely should have received a shot.
Right. But he should have gone into finance or something in the last.
And JP Morgan?
So, yeah. I mean, I'm sure he probably could have.
He's smart as shit.
He could be running J. Cole's empire. You know, he could look. Also, New York's not where you want to try and make a comeback, my guy. Maybe like Indianapolis or or Houston.
Nope, they're good.
No,
too.
I'm just talking about in terms of the fan base.
Oh.
Jets would make him cry.
Nah, it wouldn't make him cry, but
inside a little bit.
So outside of that, we also had. Well, you want to say something, K-Dot?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, to echo those same sentiments. I think everybody knows that he got fucked over, but then even when they were trying to do the whole Kaepernick returns thing, there was a bunch of shenanigans happening when it came to. You remember his workout? That was really weird as far as like them changing location, what he was wearing, his own camera crew, stuff like that. But the biggest part about it is the motherfucker has not played a snap since 2016. It's a 7-year gap. The only other football player that I can see that ever had a gap anywhere close to that was in 1937. Bronco Nagurski left. This is 1937. He comes back in 1943 because of this thing called World War II, when the league didn't have enough players and he just showed up. And his rushing stats were he had 16 carries for 84 yards. That was it.
Nice.
In 8 games.
But he also carried America on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's not going to work out for Colin if he decides to come back. I'd love to see it. But if
Colin gets a chance before Cam Newton, I would lose my fucking mind.
The only question I had, I'm not going, sort of, even though Cam didn't look great last time I saw him.
He did it, but he was a proven quarterback.
He got shafted in that situation. They just threw him in there.
Yep. He was a proven quarterback before then.
With New England.
And he sends those cryptic tweets.
Sort of, yeah. I mean, I get it. But
like they signed him in. It's like, yeah, you're starting this week, and he's like, I don't even know the fucking playbook.
That's the job when you're the journeyman guy.
When you say like, oh yeah, he ain't look good, I was like, he ain't really have a fair shake.
I get it. And then they also had him run away because ball tap boy Mac Jones was too scared to have him on the outside.
Right, you know what? Fuck it. Since you said his name, I have something. That man is the Grayson Allen of the NFL. That man's dirty. I've seen enough.
There's a lot of dirty
seen
players.
enough. No, but I want to highlight his ass today. That man is dirty.
He's annoyingly dirty. He's not Ndamukong Suh dirty.
He kicked somebody in the balls with cleats on.
Him and Richie Incognito hang out in the office.
He's not Richie.
No, Richie will beat his ass.
He's growing.
That's the thing. That's the thing that makes Max so.
But that's the same thing about like Grayson.
But Grayson came into the NBA and like calmed down a little bit.
He did.
No, he still having his moments.
He's calmed down now. He wasn't confident in the beginning, and he's still every year he's involved in something.
Yeah, he injured Caruso.
Yeah, Grayson is not a saint by any fucking means.
Dickhead.
But I think the Grayson Allen comparison is probably the best, just because I never think that Mac Jones is ever going to do any damage to anybody in the idea of what he's doing. But it's bitch shit because he also knows that the guys are going to protect him. Shit. Right? Yeah. It's like back. He don't even go that far. He just kind of meanders off like a fucking shit. Rat.
It's like you do all that shit, but you know you're not gonna get touched.
He's whack.
I just want Trent Williams to punch him.
Oh, Trent Williams would punch him. Also, speaking of not knowing,
it wouldn't be on the same field ever.
Speaking of not knowing the playbook, there's a quarterback in the NFL right now that has never once read the playbook in Arizona. He's not playing right now, but I don't think Kyler's read that playbook once.
Yeah, he has, man.
Maybe once.
You know what? That's the Cardinals' fault right there. That comment is on the Cardinals. And that right there, K-Dot, is a precursor to my final thought. I keep coming up with connections.
I don't know where we are right now. I feel like Ryan just tried to segue into something, and I thought, was it a joke?
It's not even
a joke. Okay.
Yeah, it's just
a joke. Just an isolated joke. Got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just feel a lot.
With alopecia has read the playbook.
All right, so outside of that, the other news that broke within the last.
No, he does. He has it.
Jada Pinkett plays back football now.
No, the court. Josh Dobbs has alopecia.
Yeah.
Oh, that's. Yeah, sorry, that has nothing to do with anything. But I'm so curious to ask the question.
What?
I was on Instagram earlier today. Is Will Smith done?
With yes. What?
Is it over? It feels like he's not coming back.
He won his Oscar. It's over.
Yeah, I just feel like that career is never coming back the way anywhere close to where we had it.
He's gonna write and produce a ton, but I don't think we see him.
I don't trust his writing. Everything I ever hear about movie decisions he makes is like the wrong one.
He doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't.
I'm not saying, but I don't think he'll be okay with that. I think he's going to try. I don't think he's one of those dudes who's just going to be able to sit back idly.
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to.
Well, he'll find his niche. Like sometimes you got to take a step back, reevaluate everything, and then just
his kid's super artistic. So,
but I'll say this:
family.
I'll say this for damn sure.
Well, Jada,
Will Smith, if Will Smith posts Happy Birthday to Jada one more time, and then she reply back with her dance on Tupac, I'm gonna lose my shit.
No, dude,
I'm tired of it.
Some people,
it's the same shit. She posted that before.
Is it
can lead a horse to water, but you can't make the horse not stupid.
You could also put a wig on that horse.
What the hell are you gonna do with that? All right, you know what?
Not sure.
All right, moving on.
This might be toxic to say. If him and Jada get divorced, I think it helps.
Yeah.
Just drop it there. I'm just gonna leave that there.
Also, speaking of toxic, did anybody see Britney Spears today? Moving on.
Nope.
I'm worried about her.
I saw Megan though.
So she's dancing with knives, like her little dance thing, but she got knives in her hand. And somebody posted me trying to get a job at Benihana.
I just remember we were all wanted Britney to be released from a conservatorship,
and she should never have been released.
I think no one wants to say it, but we keep looking at the Instagram videos, being like,
"Free Britney, except
she's free, she's having fun." But this
unfree Britney, unfree her.
It ain't looking right. When is anybody gonna say it?
A judge is gonna say it. That's who. We don't have to worry about it, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's kind of sad." But probably.
But if you're the family who got shat on the entire time through the Free Britney movement,
her dad,
just like, I'm not touching this. Like, I'm just
look.
Okay, moving on. Sorry.
When y'all said that, it made me think of Chandler Jones and what he just said again today. I don't know if I sent it to the group, but he said that
I read it.
He was forcibly.
No. Did you see him 2 hours later shopping at a mall? Nobody?
Something's wrong with Chandler Jones.
Nobody?
We don't know what's going on.
He was at the mall.
I knew something was weird when training camp started and he showed up and he was that skinny. We were like, damn, Chandler Jones he slimmed down a lot. And we were like, all right, maybe he's trying to do this to get back in his bag or whatever. But
nope, there's a lot of late nights rambling and ranting.
Yeah.
He's getting into a bag.
Oof.
Probably small. Right. Crystals.
Not going that far either. There's something up with there's a documentary came out of HBO.
I've seen people in drug psychosis many times.
I know.
This is feeling a little similar.
Damn it. My hair is everywhere right now.
I know. You keep flipping it like a white girl. And I'm like,
it feels very emo. I got like dreadlock bangs. It's fucking weird. It's like I don't know how to control these, man. Not used to having hair.
Dreadlock bangs is hilarious. It's just
I'm feeling emotional.
Dreadlock bangs.
Calling them dang. Just
get yourself some eyeshadow.
I look like a fucking anime character.
Who are you?
Eyeshadow.
Mom.
All right.
You don't understand me.
All right. So outside
get out of my room.
We had Usher halftime show.
I don't know this story. I haven't been on
explanatory.
Yeah. I haven't Twittered a lot.
Usher is performing at halftime for the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, and I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, me neither. I mean,
I do.
It's like the residency. Like he has a residency there anyway, so he's just gonna do a show.
Okay, all right. I'm not anti-Usher. Usher has hits.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't fit Usher's energy to me, and I might be completely wrong because I do think he's super, super talented, right? Like he's if we're going like R&B eras, is he the king of the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s? He's the king, right? I mean, maybe Babyface, but he's probably the king.
Babyface is
next. Yeah, that's Babyface is over him. But I would never have Babyface do the fucking halftime show because I don't know what the fuck this would be.
You know how many people you can bring out?
That you know what? That's true. Like, so if it's from a production standpoint for Babyface, he can just bring everybody. That'd be fucking dope as hell.
He's unfuckwittable.
The thing with I want to know who else is performing. So like to me, Usher just carrying a halftime show.
He's not going to be by himself though.
I damn sure better not be. I don't see any of those songs translating into being like rah rah. Let's get in the energy of a Super Bowl halftime show. It feels very bland. I mean, I'm with you,
but
is that right?
No.
So
Little John will definitely be there.
See, that's dope.
100%, because that man.
And you know what? Little John has already been in our stadium, like performing and shit too. So yeah,
maybe Luda.
No.
So we're just retreading like everything from 20 years ago.
Yes, that's what I
guess that's what it is. They did the white.
Like number one, like when you think about it,
they
nostalgia with us.
They did the white version of that for years, which
nostalgia
is true.
with us.
Now, yeah,
nostalgia with us. Like so, as soon as we hear a sample, like people are reusing the shit now anyway, right? So you got that, and then you got the college scene. Like when you have Little John, that's the college scene for everybody. I went to a PWI and they love that guy.
So I guess I'm more excited. Hearing Usher's there makes me more excited to know who he's going to perform with.
Yeah.
And there's Usher himself performing at that. And that's not a knock against Usher. Because like if I'm looking at the two other like male artists that did anything recently, you talk about Bruno Mars and The Weeknd. The Weeknd has like a few really big energetic hits that are recent. And Bruno Mars's entire deal as far as just performing it lends itself to that. Like what if Usher doesn't have Keke Palmer front say like what like that's the most energetic thing that I'm hearing about the Usher show is like he might take your girl, don't bring her there with it.
That and then I'm thinking about like the song he got, like he's talking about Glue, and I'm like
don't do that one.
I know that's the latest one I could think of, but I think his album's coming out soon.
I don't want new shit. Do you want new Usher shit on this, or do you want the hits?
I mean, you can have a little bit of both.
I don't think you can. So, like, Prince is one of those dudes that doesn't like plays his own shit, but he knew to play the hits, and that's the best halftime show ever. So we got
Lil Jon,
yes, happening.
I think Justin Bieber.
That does nothing for me.
It's not about like
Alicia Keys.
It's about like what they're.
Who was last year?
Rihanna. Come on.
Yeah.
That was good. And the year before that, was that the
Beyonce? Who was
No, that was wasn't that the weird halftime with what's his face from
Weeknd?
The Weeknd, that guy.
Sounds about right. Because it was COVID.
Yeah.
He was by himself. And then
we got Confessions. We got My Boo.
Confessions is not a fucking song you play at the halftime show.
Yeah, you don't. All right. So last year was Rihanna. Oh, whoa. Wait a minute. Last year was Rihanna. The year before that was Dr. Dre and all them.
That's what I was wondering was when the Dr. Dre thing.
And then the year before that was The Weeknd. And then Shakira, J-Lo.
That was great.
5. Damn, when the fuck? I was way off. Okay, then Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga, Coldplay, Katy Perry, Bruno Mars, and then Beyonce. Beyonce's 20.
Beyonce was a while ago.
Yeah, I thought it was more recent. That's crazy.
Because Beyonce. So that was a minute ago. No, it's just I'm excited to see what it happens, but it's I will say I like Usher. It just doesn't blow my socks off.
I could care less about the halftime shows.
I enjoy it just because I'm usually around either the girlfriend that doesn't give a fuck about football or somebody else, and you need somebody
that is the point. And that is why it's great for us, K-Dot.
Do that.
That is why it's great for us.
I'm watching football
because when you have like somebody that the ladies and everybody loves, then that makes the experience of preparing for the Super Bowl like more enjoyable, especially for me. And I know for some of my other guy friends who have girlfriends who love Usher but don't like football. So it's like, oh yeah, I want to see the halftime show. Yeah, me and all the girls are gonna come over.
That's what I thought I agree, but that's usually what the halftime show is, right? It fills the segment of not necessarily football fans, but other people that are showing into the show because they already know football fans were watching. You don't need to. You don't give a fuck who it is at the halftime show. We're fucking watching.
Yes.
But so it's always about, hey, the people that are watching the Super Bowl at the Super Bowl party, they'll watch the commercials or anything. Here's what we got to do to keep them around. And there's usually a balance with that. I'm just saying Usher overall, maybe I'm sleeping on the catalog. I know I'm not the biggest R&B guy, and that's fair. So
and the people he can bring out.
I know that there are some hits with some people that he can bring out. I do know that. But outside of
don't worry about it. He has like 14 at the end of the day, K-Dot,
Billboard number
what
one.
We're going to do is we're going to clip this. We're going to clip this. And then after the Super Bowl halftime show, when he fucking kills it and brings out whoever somebody that we're not even thinking of.
Well, that would, but see that, that's not he could definitely bring out somebody that like Little John alone. If they should, why would Little John get this fucking halftime show? Hold on, wait, let me ask you this. Would you be more or less excited if they announced that Little John was doing the halftime?
Less.
Really?
Hey, more because he never that would be like DJ Khaled getting it because it would only be featured
or like T-Pain.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. Number one, like when you think about like a show, right? Lil Jon just gonna be bouncing up and down like on the stage.
Hey, Usher was never on Chappelle's show. Is all I'm saying.
No, like
give me a Dave Chappelle appearance, the halftime show. Just smoke a cigarette on the side.
Just say one quick joke and then leave.
Look, there are so many acts that I want to see do the Super Bowl. Even some washed white acts that I want to see do the Super Bowl halftime show. Like for some reason, I still want Bon Jovi to do the halftime show. I don't know why. I just want to see it.
Bon Jovi and U2, the worst halftime show of all time.
Right. Look,
clap for all the babies in Uganda. What?
U2 did the show after 9/11 and it was fucking good. I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing?
That was 20 years ago.
I'm not saying now. Fuck no. Keep them the fuck away from the stage. But you remember that was that their period where it was like every old dying white act drag them out. Rolling Stones.
Phil Collins.
Yeah. All right.
I love Phil. In the Air Tonight is the soundtrack to my life.
What?
We're talking about sports and music, right?
You're the one who brought up Usher.
Do you know who Phil Collins could bring out, though? And this is a sleeper. I don't know if you guys know.
Bone
Thugs and Harmony.
Yes, he could.
Get well soon, Crazy Bone.
Oh yeah, Crazy's real sick. Get well soon.
Yeah.
Take me home.
I was trying to segue.
Sorry.
I was segueing, like when we were talking about sports and music.
All right, let's get on it.
Yep. All right, cool. Congratulations. This is the only time I will say this about somebody from this organization, but congratulations to Travis Kelce for bagging Taylor Swift. Respect.
I'm sending a text to the group right now with an image that I saw on Twitter or X this morning that made me laugh.
At you? Oh, okay.
It's probably the same thing. You guys have probably seen it, but it wasn't shared to the group. So I'm just going to throw this up real quick.
Is it a comparison?
Yes.
Yeah, I already know.
White pussy, black pussy?
No.
Or black kitty, white kitty?
No, that's not what I was thinking about.
No, it wasn't.
No, they just showed like
that's what I'm
his
thinking
ex-girlfriend compared to Taylor Swift, and it was like you lost there, but
all right, it is on its way.
Oh my God. Oh, yep. That, I mean, yeah, we said that. Like when we saw the beard, like,
hey, if you're in Kansas City for long enough, that's how you're gonna end up looking.
No, he was there for a minute, but I mean,
I know
he could look like Tech Nine.
No, he did a Miley Cyrus. It is what it is.
People,
Miley Cyrus.
People live.
I don't know what that is.
She was trying to cater to us for a while, and then she's like, you know what, fuck it, going back to country.
She never went back to country.
Her and Dolly Parton are like best friends. That's why.
And Dolly's underrated as fuck. Do you know that? Did you know? This is my favorite music fun fact. My heart will go. Not my heart will go on. I will always love you. Whitney Houston. You know, like Whitney Houston's most famous song. Every time it's played, it's written by Dolly Parton. So every time it gets played, she gets paid mad bucks.
Yeah, I've been to Nashville a bunch, and I've gone to all the studios that Dolly used to work at. Yeah, she has a lot of writing credits.
All right, so before we get into week 3,
also Travis Kelce, his jersey sales went up 400%.
Yeah,
business.
Instagram followers went up like 4 times. Taylor Swift.
But some of the Swifties are upset with him already.
No,
of course.
But the Swifties are like there's a Swiftie Reddit thread where they're trying to learn football, and it's phenomenal. This is bringing
trying to kill him.
Well, yeah.
Hey, who gives a shit?
There's always going to be one sect that's trying to kill
someone. This motherfucker had a dating show on E!
Listen, why? Because of training camp.
Remember because of the one time he punched that guy? Well,
I don't want this guy around Taylor.
Those are the people that also have punched their significant others, and that's why they're scared. We see you out there.
I'm all about I cannot for the life of me. I've tried tremendously to connect to Taylor Swift's music because I think she's actually like a quality person.
I did not. Try.
I've tried.
I have not.
I've tried. It's the same. Like
she had one good album. That's it.
Yeah, I can't connect. I just can't. I can't get with it. That's even but that's a lot of music for me. Usher. I mean, I own like every Usher album up through 2010, probably.
It's like for Usher, it's not really football music. Like I'm not gonna get hit and then
why isn't Taylor Swift doing it?
Let it burn like in my ear. Like no.
It's just like that's what I'm saying. The vibe of the Super Bowl.
They can't pay Taylor enough money to do the Super Bowl.
We got a tied Super Bowl here.
People got to pay to do it.
Right. You can't pay her enough money to do it. She's making like $2 billion this year. She's good.
It's no need for her. Like, yeah, so I get it.
We're going into halftime. We got a tied game. It's really, really exciting. And now we got Usher with the halftime. Let it burn, let it burn.
No. All right. So
but his dancing might be good enough to cover it.
That's what I'm thinking.
His dancing is great. His dancing is great.
Have that fucking
you know what they should do? You know what they should do? Chris Brown's versus.
Yep.
I don't think the league can fuck with Chris Brown right now, but
he hasn't done anything objectionable in a couple years.
But that is the verses that everybody was talking about for a while.
Dude, Tyreek Hill has beaten more people in the last 3 years.
No, but that's not going to work. That's not going to work, though.
Why don't we if we could have it, like I'm just saying, if I hear Usher's name, I'm now thinking, why don't we just do it? We have the Chris Brown, Usher, Justin Bieber dance off at halftime. That saves the show. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome.
Justin Bieber can't dance.
Yes,
he can dance.
Compared to Chris Brown, no, the fuck.
No, he's gonna get washed. But white people
there's
still
no point in it. It's more so like if you were gonna do a dance off,
this ain't for the culture.
Chris Brown.
This ain't for the culture. It's a fucking halftime show, bro.
All right, so
it's different, right? It ain't Beyonce.
Before we get into week 3, because there's something else that I'm dying to talk about. But
all right, recap week 2.
We recapping week 3.
Week 3, my bad. Sorry. What am I doing? I just had a stroke.
Week 2. I was like, wait, am I wrong? Because I was worried about that shit.
Yeah, I
did love the lack of confidence that you had.
Because I was like, shit. I don't even know what week we in.
No, you said week. I thought you meant like getting into week. I'm like, oh.
No. I was like, no. I was saying before.
I should know. I'm whooping y'all asses.
Recap. Shut up. Before we discuss the recap, I was going to talk about Colorado and Oregon, but fuck that.
Let's go.
Let's
do it.
No.
Come on, not too long. All right, just on Colorado and Oregon. Anyone that knows anything about college football knew this was coming.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm having an issue with right now, and I love that all the dudes that I usually pay attention to in the sports world as far as their takes, they've all been saying the same thing. If you know, like my Ryan Russillo's, my Bonnie Jones's, Bill Simmons, they're like, it's going to come. What we cannot do is conflate them getting their ass kicked with what Deion's doing in Colorado not being a success.
Yeah.
And I think that after that loss, what I was seeing a lot on Twitter where people were just going ham on Prime, even bringing up what was it, Prime Prep Academy or whatever, but it's like, we get into that, what he's done for Colorado and what he's done as far as getting his guys paid and getting his guys on the national stage should never be looked at as anything other than a smashing success. They're just not as good as some of these other teams.
Also, they were missing their best player.
Yes.
Yeah. Outside of that, it was the Oregon coach with they're doing it for clicks and all this other shit. Like, and I was like, bro, you're doing it too.
No, exactly. But that's the thing.
He's doing it too. He's doing it for clicks.
I'm not going that far. I mean, like,
no, I am. He's doing it for clicks too.
A good coach will know how to motivate their team. Oregon's coach,
right?
Guess what? Very fucking good.
Yep.
And he said exactly what he needed to say to, one, end up on ESPN, but two, fire up his guys who went out there and beat their ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people that were upset on Saturday about like the pre-game stuff that he was saying, I'm just like, shut the fuck up. This is no different than anybody in anything before a game.
Everybody's going to use that same speech.
Middle school football.
No, you can't do that. But I'm saying that, but if you've been around college football, we all know these corny ass speeches that work for these young men. The same thing, like if he tried that shit in the NFL, he get laughed out of fucking locker room. So there's like
Urban Meyer.
Right. So there's elements of that. It's just college football. This is what happens. We all get this bullshit. Like, I understand the click part as far as I think everybody's seen the video that Oregon released post game. Maybe you guys watched it, the 5-minute long where they're
no.
It's actually pretty decently done. But also you got to understand Oregon's not some fucking underdog. They got Phil Knight and Nike behind them. There's like but it was
59th alternative.
But what was good about it was that they were showing, they showed the coach doing the speech and getting his guys riled up. But what they also showed was the Colorado players right before the game and all the shit that they were talking. And which, Prime, that's the way he carries himself. But it's just, it was really, really nice to see in the sense of the way it was a really well done production as far as that shit goes. And Prime will have his opportunity to do it too.
But after the game, like, I've only seen like respect. Like, it's like, yeah, y'all got us. Y'all whooped our ass.
Absolutely.
And then you got Deion Sanders Jr. He was going around to the Oregon players like, yeah, like y'all whooped our ass today. Like, go ahead and throw up the Shador or whatever. And like he was a good sport about it. Like, yeah. So it's like,
just college football.
We talked shit and y'all won.
It's just good old college
The other
football.
part of it is when shit like this happens, you can see like the people on Twitter, like they out themselves. Oh yeah, we're all rooting for Oregon. Like, you ain't watched an Oregon game in your life. You don't even know where they fucking play. Like, none of that shit.
I mean, Oregon.
I know, but they still don't know that either. All right. So
I would say Oregon's always been, there are a couple colleges that I've always liked to watch. Oregon's one of them. Hawaii is another if you can ever get them.
You just like them because of, like, we all just like them because of the jerseys.
They've always had some quality players in Oregon.
Also, Justin Herbert went to Oregon, so
fuck them. All right, next.
You know how I feel about that guy.
Week 3 recap.
Week 4. I'm sorry.
Week 3 recap.
Recap.
I know.
I thought I saw.
I thought I saw.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Right,
I need
Pootie Tang ass. Pootie Tang ass. Sadate on the penalty.
So we got
never knew what he was saying.
The main thing we need to discuss is the Broncos and the Dolphins.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah, we do.
All right. Here's the thing. Can everybody admit finally that I was right about the goddamn Broncos and Sean Payton's bitch ass? Like, I have always been wanting that he is so fucking overrated as a coach. And I'm still standing as like, quarterbacks aren't great, bad, and then great again. Outside of Kurt Warner, it doesn't fucking happen. It just doesn't happen. Like Geno Smith, you can't even say was ever bad. He's just never fully ascended to who it is he could be, right? So like, but there was never a moment where like, oh, Geno's the fucking shit, and then he went bad. It was always like a slow progression. And he always got hurt at inopportune times. It was just a rough go. I just don't like this Denver Broncos. And every time that everybody was talking about the defense being 7th ranked, cool. Patrick Surtain is a beast. He takes care of half of the fucking field. He's been traveling with the best receiver, all that kind of shit. Didn't fucking matter this week. Outside of that, the thing with Denver is their 2 best pass rushers on the team last year are gone. One's in fucking Seattle and the other one's somewhere fucking else. Like, it's just Miami. Yes, Bradley Chubb, right. I just and look, if we're being completely honest about fucking Sean Payton, he gets all this shit about being this. He is John Gruden to me, which is it's like the 2008 Celtics. You're doing so much with your 1 win. Yes, you got the win, but goddamn, we need to stop talking about you like you had a 10-year fucking dynasty run. Like, you chill the fuck out. With Sean, you look at, he's got the Super Bowl in New Orleans, right? But people that think he developed Drew Brees, not true. Drew Brees became Drew Brees at his last years in San Diego. Do you remember they draft Phillip Rivers and they have to make the fucking choice because of how much they spent on the, and no one expected Drew Brees to come out of here and just fucking light it up, but he did. Then he gets hurt. New Orleans takes a flyer, and yes, he deserves credit for believing in Drew Brees beyond the fucking injury. But beyond that, that was Drew Brees doing a lot of the fucking work in there. Also, looking at what also happened under Sean Payton. Bountygate, any fucking one? Like, he didn't really have control over fucking anything. It was supposed to be like, does Bountygate ever happen on their Bill Belichick team, an Andy Reid-led team? Like, any of the other guys we look at as far as the best coaches? No. I've always thought Sean Payton to me is angry North Turner. It's a dude that has a good offensive scheme, but he shouldn't necessarily be a head coach. And we see it in the media all the time. The quotes that Miami get to run with on what he said about Tua last season. There's what he said about Nathaniel Hackett. All right, buddy, guess what Nathaniel Hackett didn't do? Get beat 70-20, asshole.
Nobody in the NFL.
Mike McDaniels, I wish he kicked the field goal. I give him all the credit in the world for being a class act and not doing it, but he should have fucking done it.
And he wanted to. You know he wanted to.
Because if there was anybody that broke the coach's like circle of trust this offseason was when Sean Payton out of fucking nowhere threw Nathaniel Hackett under the bus.
In my mind, I just thought about Mike McDaniel kicking that field goal and then at the handshake at the end of the game doing the James Harden walk away.
You would never do that. But like,
or do it like just start sprinting towards the fucking.
But if you're the like, I always thought this, like when I would play like Madden and you beat a team really badly, it's like head should roll after this, right? Like you shouldn't, like there should be some jobs gone after something like this. Like there should be some.
Let him be in Dumpster's Fire all year. I'm with it.
I know. It works out for you, but I'm not rooting for him.
And Mike McDaniel had every right to be that angry. Clearly a better head coaching prospect and lifetime fan and former ball boy of the Denver Broncos. They didn't give him a chance. They gave it to
$18 million a year.
They gave fuckface the job, and he was like, "Oh yeah, all right."
Now I would not be a true fan if I didn't mention the 59-14 that we put on Denver too. So they used to getting beat bad, but not this bad. And Tyreek Hill is a fucking cheat code. He has something that nobody else in the NFL has. But I will say that Justin Jefferson did surprise me with his speed.
But
not like I knew he's fast, but like he had like an extra gear of acceleration.
All the greats have it. They're still to this day. Larry Fitzgerald was never to anybody the fastest receiver in the league. But I will tell anyone to look at that Pittsburgh Super Bowl where he catches that ball and few and far between you see a fucking player cover that much goddamn ground that quickly. It's just these dudes know when the game's on the line. Huh?
DK Metcalf as well. But also like Jerry Rice. Like Jerry Rice never had the fastest 40 time, but he was always getting away from people.
But that's the thing is like the other guys, anything you run as far as your 40 time is not going to be anywhere. I'm not going to say anywhere close, but it's not going to be where you're going to hit when the game hits. At least that's not what the upper echelon athletes do.
Especially you got like on pads and shit, you should be slower, but some people are like crazy. But
no, it's just another fucking gear. But
I think
fuck them Broncos.
I think what's more embarrassing
on something, bro,
is they gave up over 700 yards.
Yep. Loved every second.
Without Waddle.
Well, yeah, no Waddle.
No. Yeah.
I mean, I feel bad for what's his name? Shane.
Shane.
He had 203 yards and only 2 tugs, and Mostert came in and was like, "Oh, touchdown for me."
No, he had.
Why do you feel bad for?
They both had 4.
He had 2.
I thought they both had 4.
Unless he caught some.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he did catch 2. You're right.
Yeah, he had 4. They both had 4.
Oh, you are correct.
They had a ball.
there were so many people I saw here over the weekend that added a chain and had like Mostert already, and they picked one and left one on the bench.
Yeah,
like
that happened in
tons of those.
A couple leagues too. Yeah,
and if you
Mostert.
That's what my main fantasy league, which I know I don't want to talk about that much on here. Yep. I got both Dolphins receivers. Look, the ASOS league, I chose the Niners. My other league, I chose the Dolphins. I went with 2 offenses. I tried to get as many players from those offenses as I possibly can.
I have multiple leagues where I have both Herbert and Tua.
Why? Do you...
A 2 quarterback league?
Oh, was it 2 quarterback?
No.
Why?
You always pick up like a backup QB. Tua was so far down.
Not really.
Like the start of the year.
I have one of my teams where I was projected to get 112 points. I put up 269.
That's Tua.
No, Herbert, Devontae Adams, and Raheem Mostert combined for like 190 points.
I'll say this now. I had Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, and one other guy, all at 150 yards.
Mike Williams,
150 yards. No, that was a parlay.
Oh, they all hit.
No, they didn't. Jefferson had 149.
Oh, that's why you got a hedge.
All right. Looking through the other week 3 matches, there are 2 I want to talk about. One because it's personal.
Well, I have 2 more, but
God. Or what did you?
Let's see. We might be saying the same thing. You go.
I'll go one. Yeah. I'll do one first, and then you can go.
All right. I like it.
Bills Commanders. I mean, Ryan went to the game. I was over on the Eastern Shore dealing with tropical storm Ophelia.
Ophelia. Sorry. That's a very white song.
Yeah. But I know in the new era of the Commanders and FedEx Field having sellouts, how was the game day experience, dickhead?
That stadium is fucking ass. It is the worst stadium you can fucking go to.
So they got new video boards. Are they better?
No, because I had literally not the first section, but the second section, and there's like an overhang that like blocks it. Oh, I was so angry.
That's your fault. You could go a view from my seat.
No,
and
it in the view, it doesn't show it. It's bullshit. And they were also like $3,000. But it was like 75% Bills fans.
You could hear it on TV.
Give or take. Tailgate was sweet. Everybody's super nice. Like we had a good time. Like everybody was like fun to be around. Yeah, I mean, no, even the Washington fans that were there
we're not assholes.
And it was, I mean, that's the Bills team that I had been expecting from week 1. So
it's just the Bills.
Yeah.
No, like, I mean, no, the last week. That
was good.
Fighting at the stadium.
Oh yeah, that's true. But like, look, the Bills played well. Their defense played really well. I thought there was at least going to be points scored on both sides, and it was going to be closer than it was. It was not close.
Yeah.
The final score to me does not reflect what was happening throughout majority of that fucking game, because it was a 2-score game up through the 4th quarter, and then the wheels came off. So it was like all the way off. Like all the way. The wheels came off our car and added extra wheels to fucking Buffalo's car and then ran us the fuck over. Like
it's like a car too, where the wheels came off and then it became an 8-wheel car.
Right.
And
just ran us over back and forth. Sam Howell had a terrible game, and I think that's what it boils down to. Like you look at how many times he got sacked? 9, I think this time. His
4
second
picks.
He's leading the league in sacks, which is crazy. He's beating Justin Fields in that. But you can look at almost in this game, I'd say over the course of the season, half the sacks have been on him and the other half is on the bad O-line. Well, the other half, I'd say, is a combination of bad O-line and Eric Bieniemy not calling a great game, especially this Buffalo game. We didn't run the football not nearly enough because we were doing a great fucking job at it.
Yeah, I think Brian Robinson had like 80 yards.
Yeah, it was like 5.6 a carry and nothing crazy. So like we were running when we needed to. It's just the first drive by Buffalo, in which we kept you guys to 3 third downs, and you guys converted all but the last one. I had to kick the field goal. I'm like, holy shit, we might be in this thing. Then the first drive for Washington, we drive down the fucking field, and then Sam Howell takes 2 sacks that are his fault, and he throws a pick. And it was like, oh, God damn it. Like, this might be a long fucking day. The only thing with the Bills is that we know what the Bills are capable of when they have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde at quarterback, because you're going to have games in which you blow out certain teams, and you're going to have games in which he coughs the fuck up. This is all within the Bills' framework of who they are. You don't know who's showing up at any given fucking Sunday, which is why you guys won't win a fucking Super Bowl. So, like, it's just what it is. So, like, if I was like, look, nobody on the ASOS crew picked Washington to win that goddamn game. So, like, there was no reason to think we beat the Cardinals.
I thought it was going to be closer.
I thought once again, like I said, other than the wheels coming off at the end, and I blame a lot of that on Bieniemy. I blame that on Sam Howell being shell-shocked. I blame on the offensive line being fucking trash at times.
Sam Howell threw a pick to a man 3 feet in front of him.
It was bad. 4 fucking pick six.
Hey,
like, it was
good hands on that lineman, though.
Yeah, whatever. I mean,
all right.
Hey,
you don't try 3 feet away from
touchdowns.
another human being. You don't throw the ball when he's 2 feet taller than you. You stupid motherfucker. Like,
with like a 90-foot wingspan, that man's hands were so far up in the air.
But I don't think the game is indicative of who Washington will be, and I think it is clearly what the Buffalo Bills peak can look like.
So then, what was the other game that you had?
Oh, the other game that I had was more about a conversation around another game, which was the Jets-Patriots game on what should the Jets do.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I want to open it up to you guys because this is something that, like, I know I've been in a lot of conversation with people, especially everybody knows I talk to my boy Brendan like all the fucking time. I think Jets pull off the win against Buffalo week 1 after Aaron Rodgers goes down. Josh Allen has a dog shit game. They win it with Xavier Gibson on the run on the walk-off punt return, or the kickoff return. Zach Wilson looks fucking trash. He had one great drive in this game against the Patriots. Beyond that, he looked like absolute dog shit.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they should do? Like, people are saying they should trade. I know Kirk Cousins is a name that's being floated.
I think they should pick up Trevor Siemian immediately.
They did.
Mine knows that. That's why he said that. But there's 3.
God damn it.
There's 3
I thought you were busy at work.
Of.
Maybe you missed it, you piece of shit. I was feeling for you.
No, it was on the pod when they did it.
No, this was like yesterday, wasn't it?
It was earlier today.
It was earlier today.
They officially happened like 30 minutes ago. All right. Okay. So I had 3 names on the list for the Jets.
Yo.
1, Kirk Cousins, like you said.
I hate that idea.
Okay. 2, Kyler Murray.
I also hate that idea.
Cool. 3, Jimmy G.
Hate that idea.
So I floated the Jimmy G thing in my head. Here's my thing with the Jets, okay? Aaron Rodgers is supposedly coming back. That's what I think the Jets are moving and operating in that mind frame. I don't think anyone can say that the Jets didn't try to address the quarterback position this offseason with what they did as far as the Aaron Rodgers trade, right? Like, they did it. It just didn't work out. They had the most terrible luck ever, right? Yeah. And I know that nobody likes seeing Zach Wilson play, but it's like we've gone over here on the pod. Last year, there was only one Jets quarterback with a winning record, and it was him. They won 5. He was 5-4. Joe Flacco went 1-3. Mike White went 1-3. If you look at the list of names of like veteran quarterbacks, Carson Wentz, is that a significant upgrade? I can't say for sure. I know Zach is trash, but I can't say Carson's a significant upgrade. Outside of that, Matt Ryan's already came out.
I would say he is.
Matt Ryan's already came out and said he wasn't interested. He's liking his job. I actually thought he did a really good job as a commentator. I haven't heard him on a crew, but him, Tiki Barber, who I usually don't fucking like, they got some good guys commentating. Yeah, those are, and then you got like Colt McCoy is hurt. Like that to me is like maybe along those lines. But when you look across the league, most of these teams are only carrying 2 quarterbacks now. And most of these guys that have the 2 quarterbacks, you look at the second guy and you're like, oh, we don't want to be in that position. We don't want to be in the position that the Jets are in. We're trying to vie for something. And you don't necessarily this early in the season want to just jettison your fucking backup quarterback if you actually feel you have something with him.
That's why it kind of makes sense.
But then what does it cost? So like if the Jets have already sank in what it is they sank in for Aaron Rodgers and he's going to come back, how expensive do you need to have a rental when you still have other pieces you'd like to add to the squad?
That's why, like, I hate that this is a possibility, but that's why Jimmy G's name makes sense somewhat, because they can get out of his contract like after this year.
But if you're Jimmy doesn't, Kirk Cousins has a no trade clause, if I'm not mistaken, in his
Jimmy ain't got that shit.
Of course Jimmy doesn't.
Yeah.
If I'm Kirk Cousins, do I say, hey, Minnesota might not re-up me. I could go there. This team could win a fucking Super Bowl, and I got that on my resume for my next contract. Maybe. But then I also say, what does Minnesota want for Kirk Cousins? They're going to want a lot.
Yeah.
They should want a lot.
But a team is not going to do that like right now, just based on the fact that like the season's really early, right? Like Minnesota's not going to move on until, I mean,
that's a hole they're not coming out of.
Losing,
I mean, look at the numbers of 0-3 teams and what they make playoff runs. And like, if you look at Minnesota right now in that fucking division, outside of Chicago, I don't think they got a snowball's chance in hell against Green Bay or Detroit getting out of this at this point.
So they lost to the Cardinals. They lost to the Bucks. No, wait.
They lost to everybody that they played.
So they lost to the Bucks. They lost to the Eagles and the Chargers. Like, so they didn't lose a divisional game yet.
They didn't lose a divisional game, and none of those 3 losses seem terrible, right? Like those teams aren't trash.
Feels terrible if you've got Justin Jefferson and your quarterback, your franchise quarterback.
But I want to say this above all else on the Jets. I don't give a fuck who it is they have back there at quarterback.
They're the Jets.
The game plan is trash. Their offensive game plan is absolute why would you go there? Shit. But that's my so that's what I'm saying.
Get murdered. He can't move.
My opinion on the Jets is you're riding out the season with Zach Wilson and Trevor Siemian.
I mean, that's what they've been saying.
Like, and I'm fine with it. I think a lot of people are expecting them to make a move, but to me, I don't give a fuck who. The game plan is trash, and it points to one thing above all else. In that Week 1 game, when Aaron Rodgers got hurt, there was a quote from Aaron right after the game, and he's barely available to release quotes to the media, right? But what he said was he didn't understand why they were chop blocking for those first 2 plays.
Yeah.
Now, if we watch Hard Knocks and we see how much Aaron is involved with what's happening in the offense, number one, why the fuck doesn't he know that they're going to be chop blocking? If he's not involved,
he said he didn't like it.
He said he didn't understand.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know why they keep doing this. Like, he said he doesn't want them to do it. Like, he knew it was coming.
But to me, but here's the thing. If you're chop blocking in football without it being a zone run scheme or a screen, it's fucking stupid.
Yep. Which
speaks to coaching, right? Yeah, it's really dumb.
Especially if you do it more than once.
They have Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook, and Michael Carter. They should be running the ball. Not like we talked about in week 2 that their game plan needed to look like the New England Patriots against Buffalo last year. Like that's what it need to fucking.
What's going to piss me off? What's going to piss me off is if the Jets keep losing, right? Mm-hmm. They have the number 1 fucking pick or number two pick, and then they get one of those top QBs.
Why would it kill you?
Because they're going to be good for a long fucking time then.
It'd be amazing if they had so I'm one of those guys that really love when you have a quarterback that can learn behind somebody.
Yeah.
And while I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the best teacher, case in point, Zach Wilson, the idea that Caleb Williams wouldn't get thrown to the fire immediately and he could sit for a year,
he would go to the Jets, like not Chicago, but he'd go to the Jets.
Now, here's the thing. That what I would say on paper, certain aspects of that feel very Patrick Mahomes to Kansas City like, right? But they had an Alex Smith, and they were perennial playoff contenders, or in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And beyond all those things, I never doubted the coaching.
Yeah. All right.
Wait. So I'm going to throw my 2 cents in there.
Okay.
I would go across the stadium and get Tyrod Taylor.
I don't hate that.
Mobile quarterback, probably not expensive. Giants aren't very good. Knows your system. Can move. He can move when your dumbass chop blocks. And decent quarterback. Not horrible. Not great. But definitely better than what you got going on right now. And if you run the ball enough, you'll give him some opportunities to throw the ball, which your current quarterback is incapable of doing, which the receivers know because your best receiver is standing on the sideline saying he can't make that throw.
I really wonder what the market and the ask are for these backup quarterbacks. These teams that have
or go get Joe Flacco.
We saw Joe Flacco go 1-3 with the fucking team last year. Why would it be any better?
All right. So outside of that one, K-Dot, so you had your two.
Yep.
The two teams that I was going to talk about is the Cowboys. How they were double digit
favorites,
and then they end up losing by double digits.
Yeah, those are the games the Cowboys lose, though.
I'm not going to go that.
It's good. They're going to lose 1 to Washington, where they're favored by 10.
Yeah, same with Philly.
And
Arizona throwback. They used to be in the NFC East. They are a rival of ours. So which didn't make any sense. Arizona, NFC East.
Yeah.
One guess. But
you been to Arizona? Feels a little bit like it should be the Desert East. Just saying.
Don't know what that means.
It feels like it feels like a dirty city on the East Coast.
Like Dallas is any given Sunday. I think the only thing that everybody needs to be kind of surprised by is how hard the Cardinals are playing.
Yep.
Josh Dobbs is the shit.
Not going that far. I'm just saying that the Arizona Cardinals.
He's fun.
When we all were saying that they were tanking this season, which is what I think the front office thought. This team is unheralded and they are working their fucking asses off. And look,
I told you I have a connect on the team.
I did not know that.
Is it Patrick Peterson?
Nope.
He's not there anymore.
And Peterson's on the fucking Steelers. All right.
Steelers.
Go ahead.
And also I think that people also don't. Colin Murray doesn't suck.
Of course he doesn't.
And if that team is like that could be really interesting. I'm just saying. I think it could get really, really interesting there. Maybe Josh Dobbs.
Browns last year?
Yeah.
Steelers.
Oh, was it? I thought he was in the Browns at one point. Or am I getting confused with somebody else? Whatever.
He's on the Browns this season that they didn't have a quarterback, I believe.
Okay.
I thought that was the guy that went to Washington.
That was Josh Johnson.
Yes. Same person.
I was thinking about his name was has a C in it. Starts with a C.
No, it's Josh Johnson.
Cunty McCunt's face.
Oh.
Anyways, moving on.
All right.
There was one other point. What the fuck were we just talking about? We were talking about the Cowboys. Oh, Trayvon Diggs going down hurts them.
Yeah, of course.
I still have no concerns about that defense overall, and I still think that team, Dak is going to fuck up every once in a while. That's just a given. That's who he is. He's going to throw a pick every once in a while that makes you say, what? But overall, that team, I still think is going to win the NFC East.
All right. And then outside of the Cowboys, another team I wanted to talk about because we've been giving them like shit, like that they would be one of the worst teams, but they're actually not. It's the Texans. The Texans beat the shit out of the Jaguars.
Weird stuff happens in Jacksonville, right?
It's usually the other way around, but.
No, they Nico Collins and what's the other? Tank Dell?
Yeah.
They're serious.
Yeah.
Them boys can play. Yeah, I think that's one of the other teams that kind of floating down under the radar. I still think that things are gonna I feel like this start of this season has been fairly weird. I still think when everything's all settled, Houston will kind of regress a bit to where everybody is, but there's no taking away from that. It was a hell of a performance on the road against Jacksonville, and some of those young guys they got in that team, they were unheralded. Everyone overlooked them, except for me on Tank Dell. He was a flyer in a lot of my fantasy leagues.
But no, CJ Stroud told
CJ Stroud
900 yards, 4 TDs, no picks.
Stroud, I was wrong.
He told the Texans to draft Tank Dell.
Yeah.
He said, "I need you to get him." And look what he's doing.
I will 100% say that I was low on Stroud. I was high.
I was too damn high. I wanted that motherfucker.
I wish I was high.
I was the quarterbacks at this particular draft. I wasn't really high on any of them.
I just want Stroud.
But I think I'm willing to admit already that I'm wrong on Stroud.
Cool. All right. So that's the week 3 recap. Now we're going to move on to week 4. Right, K-Dot?
5?
4.
So week 5.
And you hoes are going to make this a bit.
Oh, my God. We got Thursday Night Football week 5. I didn't even want to look at that. Oh, my God. Watch them play Chicago week 5 on Thursday.
We also have our first London game.
Yeah.
Oh, which I will be watching on Disney Plus because I don't know what they're doing with the Andy's room and Toy Story thing. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I ain't watching that shit.
I'm so curious of how that's going to work.
I mean, you can check in, but you ain't going to watch the whole shit like that.
It's a 9:30 a.m. fucking game. I might.
Huh?
He makes a good point, and it's also the Falcons and the Jags. So
Bijan Robinson.
Oh, all right. So that's the second game. Right. But let's go through them.
Yeah,
because I do have something on the Falcons real quick.
First game, Lions and Packers. Who you got?
Green Bay. They're finally fully healthy on the offense. So
Lions.
Me too.
I think that one's kind of a pick
'em. Next game, Atlanta versus Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, this is one of the last starts of Desmond Ridder because Taylor Heineke's coming to save the day, baby.
Who you got, Ryan?
Jacksonville.
I have Atlanta.
They're bred to play in London.
I have Atlanta. Dolphins and Bills.
Khan? Is that the owner's name? Khan?
Shad Khan.
Yeah, he wants the Jags to be in London.
Yeah.
No, it's like they're playing at home, basically.
I think that'd be cool.
They might have a better home. They do have a better home field in London than they do in Jacksonville.
Nah, I mean,
as far as fans go,
yeah.
Jacksonville got fans. They just pissed off at the team. 6. All right. Dolphins and Bills. I know you're going Bills, Ryan. I'm going to Dolphins.
Fins. We should have. Why don't we recap our picks and where we are in the standings? We should have done that before we went into the picks.
I'm in third.
We're already here. All right. Okay. So we got Denver and Chicago.
I just want to say Keem's in last, bitch.
We got Denver and Chicago.
I mean, did everybody pick Miami, or you're still picking the Bills?
Bills.
Do you believe it?
No.
Okay.
But sure. I don't believe it.
Yeah. It's a divisional game.
It's a pick 'em.
That'll never stop me and pick them from choosing an opposing team. I might have faith or hope, but I can see what makes sense.
I think we're still a little angry from last year, so I'm going Bills.
Okay.
Broncos and Bears.
I cannot pick the Broncos. I can't do it, and I know the Bears do not look good, but I'm going Bears.
The Bears are the worst team in football. It's Broncos.
I know that, but the Broncos are, at any given moment, can have the worst game I've ever seen.
I think when you get your ass beat like that bad, like that embarrassing,
no, but they
come out the next week and
you can't. Maybe I don't think they can.
I think they can.
This the other thing about Sean Payton is that I also have been saying on this podcast that what Sean Payton has been doing all through this offseason is having plausible deniability when they suck. Is basically saying none of this is my fault. This is Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson. And I'm coming here to fix it.
Yeah, that's it. But not anymore.
No, I still think he's still going to play that card.
That's
the only thing that gives me concern. That I think that could. I think that under almost any other circumstances, I'd be with you. That hey, getting drubbed like that would make sure that you're not going to do it the next week. I don't know for sure that Sean Payton, after he's been throwing everybody else on the bus this offseason, fully owns it, and I don't know if that team's fully behind him. This could snowball, which would be hilarious for you and me that's rooting actively against these assholes. But I think the athletes won't let that happen to themselves.
Yes,
right?
Yeah, exactly. So the players aren't going to do that, right? And
they also really don't like their quarterback, so they're in a whole world of trouble.
The other part is like there's of course as his ass whooping, they're like, yeah, just blow this whole shit up. And it's like, yeah, we need to trade Surtain. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's I mean,
I would love for him to be off to Denver. I would love to have him, but they're not going to trade him.
I'd do it.
Me too.
No, I'm saying if I'm Denver, I'd do it.
Oh. Nah. He's
Washington traded Champ Bailey for Clinton Portis 1 year, and Champ
and
Bailey was already.
Who would you trade? All right, so who would you trade Surtain for?
Picks. All the picks. Just give me picks. Denver is a rebuild. I don't know what anybody's looking at anything.
How many picks would it take?
A fuck ton. And because I do think some teams would pay. Like if you're
talking about like a Rudy Gobert package, or
let's think about if you're as the Raiders, what wouldn't you give
Dallas.
up? Dallas. They just lost Diggs. What would Jerry Jones not give up to have Patrick Surtain there?
What? All right. So if you're Denver, what are you asking for from Dallas?
Your whole draft.
I love that energy. I love the energy. All right.
That's the starting bid. Let's see what comes back. I have arguably the best corner on the football. You have one half of your field you don't need to worry about because this guy's here. He's still also on his rookie contract.
And when he was on the team that gave up 70.
But that's not his fault. And when
it was partially his fault. Don't do that.
When Diggs comes back, now you have Diggs and Surtain on your team.
Yeah.
I would hate that if Dallas did that, but that would be a killer move.
That's the only that's where you would go. A team that's expecting to make a playoff run who really needs an elite corner.
If the Rams keep
it must be nice to actually hit on your top picks.
And Aaron Donald.
If the Rams keep playing the way they are, and we know they don't care about draft picks.
Yeah. All right. So we have the next game.
Speed through these.
Yeah. Right. I got Denver.
Okay.
All right. Baltimore and Cleveland. I have Baltimore.
Oh yeah, Baltimore.
Okay. Cincinnati and Tennessee. I got Cincinnati.
They're still broken, but I'll take Bengals.
They started getting Jamar Chase involved now.
Yeah, but it looks so disjointed for so long.
You just got to give him the ball.
But they did this last year too, remember?
Yes.
Yeah.
The only difference is Burrow is legit hurt.
Burrow did not look. He could look like he could not move.
And they can't.
He doesn't need to. Just get the fucking ball out to Jamar and run with Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon can run.
They didn't run the ball nearly fucking enough either.
No, they didn't.
Anyway.
All right. The Rams in Indianapolis. I have the Colts.
The Ramones.
Rams.
I think AR-15 is back this time. All right. Tampa Bay and New Orleans.
Aaron Donald would love to welcome him.
If he can catch him.
He can.
All right.
He's got 99 speed.
He might. Like, Aaron Donald's ridiculous, man.
He's got 99 speed.
Buccaneers and Saints. I have the Bucks.
Bucks.
Me too. Damn it.
All right. Washington and Philly. Go ahead, K-Dot. You go first.
No, I'll go last.
All right. I got Philly.
Ryan?
I don't think Philly's that good this year. Give me Washington.
I'm also picking from Washington.
That means Philly's going to dog walk them.
No, I don't. Philly has not looked good through all their games. Jalen Hurts is throwing unnecessary picks everywhere. They're going for it on fourth down and not getting it this year. It's weird. And
I'll say this: they're beating teams different ways.
Wait, who schemed against the Eagles in the Super Bowl last year?
I'll clear this up though. Philadelphia should win this game and win this 100%. Game by 2 scores. And DeAndre Swift, if you have him win anything, pick him up. He should have some lanes to run through.
Your run defense is good though.
Run defense is good. We're still giving up a lot of yards per carry. And look, if you look at the teams that we clawed past Arizona, we had to come back to beat Denver. We got fucking mollywopped by the end of the Buffalo game.
I love
this Philadelphia game on the road in Philly should fucking be terrible. I'm also watching the game with my boy Lex. It's never a good thing on a division game. We're watching the game together. So it's not looking good. This is strictly a feeling.
Okay. All right. So then the next game we have is the Vikings and Panthers.
Vikings.
Cool. Then we got the Steelers and Texans. Texans.
Oh, CJ Stroud. All right. If you're on board, you're on board.
Yep. Raiders and Chargers.
Same.
This guy would be really good or really bad. I'm going with the Raiders because divisional.
Justin Herbert. The stat on him was he got blitzed 80% of the time last week and had the best numbers of a quarterback being blitzed at any. I think the rate of blitz was the most since 2006.
Yeah, he's ridiculous, fam. I know.
Everybody going, you know how I feel about him. And just,
hey, do you know where he went to? You know where he went to college? It was Oregon.
All right. Then
nobody knows Oregon.
We have that Mike Williams injury is big, but they have Quentin Johnson
and Eckler's coming back.
Eckler's coming back, and what's his face? Who had a really good game?
Parham?
I'm blanking on his name. No, the other one.
Oh, right, the guy on my fantasy.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
How you not see? That's why every time when we talk about receivers, I get upset that people don't mention Keenan Allen.
He was joking though.
No, I was literally
not
remember his name for a second.
Piece of shit.
No, but like a lot of people
working since 4 a.m. Fuck off.
We're running up on your heart.
This ain't about you, but I'm saying like in general, when people mention the top 5, top 10,
you have have said this
Mike Williams
for 3 years now. You're right.
As Keenan Allen. But now that Mike Williams is down, guess who's going to get all the balls?
There are 2 wide receivers in the league that don't get anywhere near as enough respect as they should. It's Mike Evans and Keenan Allen.
And Mike
Evans' catch
pisses me off too because he's had 1,000 yards for 9 straight years.
I get it.
Nobody's done that.
He's played on dog water teams, or Tom Brady's been there. So
Tom Brady was not there for that long.
No, but everybody gives Tom Brady the fucking flowers.
James is lighting up something.
Like, did y'all see what Mike Evans did? Yesterday?
Last night?
Yeah, I saw that catch. Everybody saw
that catch was nuts, and he won me so much money.
Also, Jets, Jameis. Another thought. Continue.
All right, facts, but Carr's out, so they might have to wait for a while.
Well, they just put in their tight end, who's also a quarterback.
Jimmy Graham.
Patriots. No,
he's
Patriots and Cowboys. I know you know. Patriots and Cowboys.
Remember when Jimmy Graham had a seizure and got arrested, and then we just forgot about it, and then he played week 1, and nobody said shit? Anyway,
we didn't forget.
Cowboys.
And all right. So go ahead.
Cowboys.
Okay. Cardinals and Niners.
Oh my God, it's gonna be such a drubbing. Niners.
Not doing that, but Niners.
It's gotta be a drubbing.
This
Arizona's
is my number 2 game of the week.
I'm not going that far either.
Oh, this is my number 2 game of the week. What I'm saying it for this reason. I think the Cardinals can win.
I don't. They can't.
Do you know? There's this stat that's been going floating around. In games in which Brock Purdy doesn't require surgery afterwards, he's undefeated. Just gonna throw that out there.
I'm just saying he's undefeated in the regular season throughout his entire career so far.
To me, I'm gonna start calling that shit like the Jimmy G stat. Because like Jimmy G is like top 5.
Brock Purdy looks better than Jimmy G.
No, well,
he makes adjustments. Jimmy G does not.
He's missed a lot of fucking throws.
Jimmy did. Sure. You're watching him do it in fucking Vegas.
He's won every game.
But it's more than just Jimmy.
But the most important part of that San Francisco team is CMC, and he's fucking nobody stopping that mother.
And they have like this hybrid receiver, running back guy who like pretty good, catches a lot of balls.
Do you know the best comp for Debo in the league to me? Bijan.
Oh yeah. Also,
and they
still have the number 1 defense in the league. Man, it's gonna be rough for old alopecia out there.
All right, Ryan, how much do the 49ers beat him by?
18 or more. But I'm gonna say 18.
All right. We'll see. All right, next game.
Kansas City. Don't even stop. Kansas City.
All right. And the game after that, we have the Seahawks and Giants. I'm going Seahawks.
I'm going Seahawks.
Future MVP candidate, Geno Smith.
All right. Now, quick question for you guys. Who's going to score the most points this week? And
I never do that.
Just answer the question.
Just go Dolphins.
I have Buffalo because they're going to have to beat the Dolphins.
Fair enough.
And least points, Arizona.
Yeah, Bears. I picked the Dolphins and the Bears.
Before we go into final thoughts, I just have to say this. And I know that I'm at 71% of my picks.
Yeah, you're killing it right now, which means the pendulum's got to.
Yep. I'm just saying. I started looking at. You can look at the experts' picks on like every. They have the websites where you can look at all the experts.
It's 55%.
I should be getting paid. Like my numbers are nuts to start of the season.
Well, look,
71%.
Like, make a graphic of your picks this week. I'll post them and say that you're 70%.
I'm also telling you my betting this year.
Why aren't you gambling on this?
I am gambling on this. So like,
why aren't you telling us?
He does every week.
I do
every week. He tells us exactly who he's picked.
I tell you guys, parlay science
right
and
here.
Cody Brown. Parlay science and Cody Brown. And y'all tell me about parlay science.
Yeah,
and parlay science is not fuck with Cody. If y'all are not on the Cody Brown train, get the fuck on. He's the man, and he doesn't charge. He's legit. He's super fucking legit. He's my guy.
All right, now let's go into final thoughts.
So much so that, sadly, I'm not going to make it to James's wedding, right? Like, you know this. But the thing is that if this week is anywhere close to what it was last week, your boy might be able to make an appearance. like I'm saying, that it's getting kind of nuts on my small little bets.
All right,
my unit size is really tiny.
Well, no, just text it.
I'm not. No, I never tell you guys how much. But but I will say that, like, if I'm looking at what it is I put in this week compared to what it is I had out this week, I'm like tenfold.
All right. Well, there's a reason why I asked, but okay.
Yeah. Also,
but it's going right out. I gotta eat fucking 4 new rotors on the goddamn.
I can replace your rotors for $20 a pop.
All right, I might actually take you up on that.
Yeah,
I changed the pads, but the rotors.
Bring your car to my house this weekend. I am golfing on Saturday.
It's not gonna happen this weekend. I'm not using my car this week. I'm gonna be in DC all week.
Or next weekend. It doesn't matter. Also, I have a couple extra dollars considering my rent's free and I work 99 hours a week. So.
And I was gonna say the same. So.
Yeah, just
all right. Well, you guys know there was more to it than just that.
I know, but at the end of the day,
I know. And I'm gonna be missing out. And all you guys are gonna be talking. You're gonna have a blast. You're gonna have so many stories to tell.
I really am. Like,
I'm not, because I'll get kidnapped drunkenly walking out into the street.
I'll do a solo ASOS that weekend. Just be by myself watching the games. I'm gonna live stream.
Your ass will be there, and we'll all pod together.
Hammered. Anyway,
I'm bringing my laptop.
Mezcal.
Are you guys really podding from Mexico? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
I don't know. I did not know that, but now that I know that, I will add an extra bag to my flight.
All right, final thoughts. James, please go first.
My shit is
all right, Ryan. So I have a question for you. Have you seen any soccer news today?
Dude, I didn't even barely knew the world existed today.
All right.
It does.
All right, let me ask you this question. Like, this is gonna be funny to me. Who's the best player for Napoli?
Mario Castellana. He drives a Ferrari and shops at Gucci.
I mean, it's got it. Who's their strikers? What's their striker's name? And why is it escaping me?
What does he look like?
Like half.
Oh, it's me, Mario.
I know what he looks like because I bet on him before, but why?
Just say, like, just tell me who.
Napoli striker. Is it no? Is it Victor Osimhen? Yes.
Yeah. So Osimhen, right?
Osimhen, yes.
Osimhen. All right. So look, Osimhen is supposed to, like, his transfer fee is supposed to be around like 120 million, right?
Seems cheap.
And
wait, don't they have
that
Kvara? Yeah, that kid's ridiculous. But yes,
he hasn't scored in like 5 months, but whatever.
You just
all right.
Wait.
So yeah, wait another 5 months. Like, oh yeah, he scored. Yeah. All right. Napoli's TikTok. They did a TikTok thing.
I did. Somebody texted me about this.
So they did like a TikTok trend, and they were mocking their own striker, Osimhen. They had one where it was like they called him like Coconut Head, and they just had him like, because he died.
Wait, that's kind of fair.
You
don't do that to your striker. You don't do that to your striker.
The Cowboys did it to Zach Prescott last year.
No, you don't do that to your striker.
You kind of do.
No, you don't. No, you don't. I'll explain why a little while in a second. And then they also had another one where they gave him like he got fouled, or somebody got fouled. He was stepping up for the penalty, and then they just made it seem like he was begging for a penalty with a Mickey Mouse voice, which is weird. And it's like, why are you making fun of your own striker, especially in the world now where it's like Twitter is very like trolly and toxic and all that other shit. Osimhen did not find that shit funny at all.
Oh,
He removed all of his Napoli shit from all of his social medias, and he's gonna want the fuck out.
Well, here's a good thing. I don't care about Napoli.
But
good pizza.
Osimhen and the left winger from, I think he's from Georgia, right?
Georgia?
I think he's from Georgia. Yeah.
Zerban?
No. But the other striker the other attacker they got, like they have a decent squad, like especially with them two. And now, like, because some social media intern creates a TikTok to try to be a part of the trend, like just destroy the relationship with your best player.
Good.
All right. So this is what you meant.
That's like if Dak Prescott refused to play for the Cowboys, I'd be like,
Osimhen and Dak are not the same.
No, I would be glad that a potential competitor and their team. It's like if Tottenham started posting stuff about Hongmin's son, like fighting for the Korean army or some shit.
Hang on.
I'd be 100% for it.
Because you tease the fuck out of this for me, and I'm gonna admit I'm a little disappointed. But the overall, here's what it boils down to. Who made the decision to post what it was on social media, and does the team back that person or not? If an intern lost their job already, then Victor needs to calm the fuck down and realize that somebody slipped up.
Oh, you know his first name.
You said it a bunch of fucking times.
Said it so many times.
Y'all just said it a bunch of fucking times.
I said
over here cracking. No, you guys said Victor.
I did?
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember, but
also I did look it up because I was looking where Napoli was, and now I want pizza. So look. That's it. If he's doing all of this shit because maybe the team told him, yeah, fuck off, you need to learn to laugh at yourself. All right, cool. It's a little disrespectful. But if some intern did some dumb shit, then you got to calm the fuck down and have a little thicker skin. That's all I'm saying.
Thing, K-Dot. Imagine being black playing football in Italy.
I don't know what that is. All right.
I imagine you'd hear one specific word over and over, and that's goal.
Okay. That's not the word you hear over and over and over again. But yeah. Okay.
God, I want pizza.
Ooh, try bad pizza. Very good.
All right. Movies have been I gotta lead us up the street.
Sorry.
What?
He was just like, oh, the movie.
I'm trying to hurry up after you sent the text. You're out of time, you piece of shit. God damn it. Movies. They're a thing. I'm out.
No, finish your thought. I'm not going to interrupt you.
Horror movies this year have not been great, and I've been really disappointed by them. There was one that I thought was a real big standout called Talk to Me, an A24 Australian movie that I did see in the theater a few weeks back, and it was amazing. But outside of that, the new Exorcist movie's coming out, and The Nun 2. I did so the Beach House. I was at the Beach House this weekend. And in Delaware, and it's really, really dark in the woods and shit, like a block or so away from the beach. And me and my girlfriend finally, she said it was okay that we watch horror movies, and we did The Conjuring at the Beach House, and solid. And to me, it's always the mark of like, does the movie kind of stick with you for a little bit? Do the bumps in the night kind of fuck with you? And I live in a very, very dark basement, so it's no surprise that even though ghosts they don't really. I've been walking around my shotgun all night.
And I have a question for you. Why in the hell do you want to live like this?
I love horror movies, man. I love the way. So, like, people, you do it for adrenaline, right? White people jump out of stuff in like tall places. Like, you never been skydiving, bungee jumping. Thank you. He did. I'm saying white guys. They do that shit. I watch horror movies.
Yeah.
No.
Have you seen It Follows?
Oh, It Follows is great.
It's
it being an entire metaphor for STDs is amazing.
I never caught on to that.
How do you not catch on? The only way to pass the ghost thing to someone else is to fuck them.
Okay.
It wasn't even subtle. Like you would literally have to have sex to spread the curse to somebody.
Nope, I'm good. I ain't watching that shit neither.
It Follows a solid, especially when the tall guy comes through the room. Oh yeah, dude.
No, Dolphins and the Bills is the game of the week, by the way.
Yeah, Two things for my final thought. One, Top Boy might be my favorite show of all time. Two, Caps hockey is back. The new coach, first of all, apparently Brian McClellan. Brian McClellan? Is that our coach last year? Sounds right. The coach from last year, every single player said he didn't know what he was doing and that he didn't put any player in a position to succeed. This year, with a whole new staff, every player they said nobody's going to know what's coming. Ovi is going to have his best season because they're going to put him in positions to score at his elder age.
Laviolette.
Yeah. Not McClellan's the fucking GM. My bad, McClellan. Right. What?
You know how you sound like?
What? Who?
You sound like Sean Payton.
Oh yeah. It's not my fault.
I hope it's not.
It's not Rush, you need to spend more time watching film and not filming a show.
You need to stop pooping so much in your house.
Jerry Jones, come over here so I can fillet you.
No, I'm actually really excited for the Cap season. We have a lot of young prospects coming up, and also I hope we get to see Connor Bedard play this year. He's supposed to be the best hockey player since sliced bread. Not playing for the Caps, but I'm just excited to watch him play.
Don't like that you're a Caps fan, to be completely honest.
I don't like that. I don't like that I'm a Caps fan either.
It's just you don't support any of the rest of them. Well, Wizards, I guess.
Yeah, but
you're Wizards. Yeah,
you're Wizards. We used to support the Washington football team.
Yeah, but you got to come back. Dan's gone. You got to come back. There's no more wiggle room. You're either back or you're out for good.
No, but when I dive into something, I'm diving in 1,000%. So I'm sorry.
Saying, you got to come back.
I've been
you got until the end of this year to come back.
I've been a Caps fan since I was a baby.
Didn't Jim Trotter say that the Bills owner said something?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Surprise.
We'll see what happens.
All right, guys. It's been episode 169. Nice.